Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're diving into something a little different, dentures. You might be thinking, dentures? Really? But stick with us. It's more interesting than you might think, especially since it looks like you're interested in partial dentures. And you've given us some great material to work with on that front.
That's right. We'll uncover what you really need to know about partials, the types, what they cost, how to care for them, and why those details really matter.
And that's key, because unlike full dentures, it seems like you're interested in the world of partials, meaning you get to keep some of your natural teeth.
Exactly. And that opens up a ton of options.
Now, when most people think dentures, they think of those full sets you might associate with, well, older generations.
Right, but partial dentures, they're a whole different ballgame. These are custom-made, designed to blend in with your own smile and your existing teeth. It's really about restoring your smile. And not just your teeth, but giving you back the confidence to smile, to eat, to talk comfortably.
Okay, so let's break down the two main types of partial dentures. Removable and fixed. Imagine those as branches on our denture family tree.
Okay, I'm trying to picture dentures hanging like fruit on a tree.
Maybe not food exactly, but
Okay.
you get the idea. Removable partial dentures, or RPDs for short, are, you guessed it, removable. You can pop them in, you can take them out almost like the contact lenses of the denture world.
And just like contact lenses, there's more than one type. We've got 3 main kinds of RPDs, and they each have their own pros and cons. Just like choosing a roommate, you've got to find the one that best suits your lifestyle.
Okay, so walk us through these different denture roommates. What are our options?
We've got our cast metal partials, our flexible dentures, and lastly, acrylic or flipper dentures. Each one caters to a different need, a different budget, kind of like choosing the right apartment, really.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So let's start with cast metal dentures. What makes them the reliable roommate of the denture world?
Cast metal dentures, those are the workhorses, built to last. I mean, imagine a denture that can survive a tumble to the bathroom sink without shattering. That's the beauty of cast metal. They're made with a sturdy metal framework.
Sturdy and reliable. But what about the clasps? The source material mentioned those being visible. Not exactly the most inconspicuous thing, are they?
That's true. They can be noticeable, especially if you're someone who's got a big smile, smiles a lot.
Right, because if you're self-conscious about your dentures, that's something to really think about.
It's all about priorities. In this case, durability versus aesthetics.
All right, so what about flexible dentures? Those sound intriguing.
Now, those are for the folks who are really prioritizing a natural look. We're talking practically invisible. They're made from this special nylon-like material that makes them comfy to wear and less likely to irritate your gums.
Okay, invisible clasps. I'm starting to see the appeal. But nothing's perfect, right? What's the catch?
You're right, there's always a trade-off. They might win in the looks department, but they aren't as, let's say, robust as the cast metal option. Think of them as that stylish roommate who can't really handle wear and tear.
So durability is definitely something to keep in mind.
Exactly. If you're someone who loves crunchy snacks or tends to grind your teeth, flexible dentures might not be the best choice. And here's the real kicker. They usually can't be repaired. So you might find yourself replacing them sooner rather than later, which adds up.
That makes sense. It's all about finding that balance, lifestyle, budget, priorities.
Absolutely. And that's where our next type of removable partial denture comes in. This one's more for our, well, transient residents.
Ah, you must be talking about the acrylic partial denture, also known as the flipper tooth. What's the story with this more temporary option?
Flippers are, let's just say, you get what you pay for. They're definitely the most affordable option up front, usually made entirely of acrylic and often used as a temporary fix. Like if you're waiting for a more permanent solution, like a bridge or an implant. Think of them as that friend who crashes on your couch for a bit. They serve a purpose, but they aren't permanent.
They're a quick fix. But like you said, not a forever solution. Which brings us to that other branch of our denture family tree, the more permanent residents. Fixed partial dentures, or as they're better known, dental bridges.
Exactly. Now, the term bridge might sound kind of intense.
Like something you drive over, not wear in your mouth.
Right. But it's actually a pretty accurate description.
Okay, I'm listening. How do they actually work?
Well, think about it. A bridge needs strong foundations on either side to hold it up.
Makes sense.
In this case, those foundations are your existing teeth. They act as anchors for the bridge, which is custom made to fit that gap in your smile. So it's a team effort, your natural teeth and the bridge working together.
So instead of popping them in and out, a bridge is more of a set it and forget it kind of deal.
You got it. And just like with removable partials, we've got options, different types of bridges, each with their own advantages.
Oh, I'm sensing a theme here. So what kind of bridges are we talking about?
Well, first, there's the traditional bridge. That's where the teeth on either side of the gap, they get prepped and fitted with crowns. Then the bridge is cemented on top of those, so it's all one piece.
Sounds pretty straightforward. But the source material also mentions something called a Maryland bridge, which sounds kind of mysterious.
A little bit more stealthy, you could say.
Stealthy. In my mouth. Tell me more.
So unlike those traditional bridges, Maryland bridges, they don't need crowns. They use these metal or porcelain wings that attach to the back of your natural teeth, which hold the bridge in place.
So it's like a hidden bridge, practically invisible. That's cool.
Exactly. And that's why they're often used to replace front teeth, where, looks are really important.
Okay, so we've got a reliable traditional bridge, our discreet Maryland bridge.
Mm.
What other tricks does the dental world have up its sleeve?
Well, for those who are looking for the ultimate instability and durability, we have implant-supported bridges.
Implant-supported. Okay, now that sounds intense.
This is like next-level dentistry. So instead of relying on your natural teeth for support, implant-supported bridges are anchored right into your jawbone using these tiny titanium posts.
Titanium posts. Now we're talking serious dental hardware.
I know, right? Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. But those implants actually fuse with your jawbone over time, creating a super strong base for the bridge. It's like having artificial tooth roots.
Wow. That's incredible. But I have to imagine this level of, dental engineering doesn't come cheap.
You're definitely picking up what I'm putting down. But before we get into the cost, which is obviously important, let's take a step back and talk big picture for a second.
Okay, sounds good. What do we need to consider?
Well, we've thrown a lot of options out there, different types of partial dentures. It can feel overwhelming trying to figure out what's right for you.
No kidding. It's like trying to choose a new phone these days. So many options, so many features, so many price points. Where do you even start?
It is. And just like choosing a phone, it's good to think about what you need it for, what your lifestyle is like, and of course, your budget.
So where do you start?
Honestly, a good conversation with your dentist is key. They're like the tech experts of the dental world. They'll take a look at your mouth, see how your teeth are doing, talk to you about your lifestyle, your budget, and help you figure out which option is right for you.
Like a personalized consultation, but for your teeth.
Exactly. But before you run off to make that appointment, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say, the missing tooth in your wallet. We've gone over a lot of dental terms today, but it all comes down to costs.
That's what I was thinking. The source material mentioned costs anywhere from a few $100 to a few thousand, which is a pretty big difference. So let's break it down.
Sure. Let's start with our most budget-friendly option, the flipper tooth. It's a temporary fix, so as you can imagine, it's usually the most affordable. You're looking at maybe a few $100 up to about $500.
Okay, so a temporary fix for a temporary hit to the wallet. Not bad. What about the more durable removable partials?
Removable partials like your cast metal or flexible dentures, those are going to be more expensive. You're probably looking at somewhere between $1,000 to $2,500, maybe more even, depending on the denture.
So the cost goes up with the durability, with how long-lasting they are. Makes sense. Okay, what about the heavy hitters, the fixed bridges?
Those can definitely be an investment, yeah. We're talking anywhere from $1,500 to $6,500, sometimes even more, depending on what type of bridge it is and the materials used.
Wow, that's a pretty penny. Makes those conversations with your dentist even more important to make sure you're choosing the best option for your mouth and your wallet.
I couldn't agree more. And that's where insurance can sometimes play a role. Depending on your dental plan, you might be covered for some or even all of the cost.
Insurance. Always important to factor that in. So check with your provider to see what they'll cover. Knowledge is power. Speaking of knowledge, we got to talk about how to take care of these things.
Right, because what's the point of investing in a nice new partial denture if you're not going to keep it clean?
Exactly. No one wants a bacteria breeding ground in their mouth. So what are the golden rules of denture care? What does everyone need to know?
Well, denture care is super important, not just for aesthetics, but for your oral health, too. It's really no different from taking care of your natural teeth. You brush, you floss, you see your dentist regularly. Same principles apply to dentures, whether they're removable or fixed.
So dentures have their own little hygiene routine.
Pretty much. For removable dentures, you want to clean them every day. After every meal, give them a good rinse under warm water, get rid of any food particles, and then at least once a day, give them a good scrub with a soft bristled brush. Oh, and use a denture cleaner. Don't use regular toothpaste on your dentures.
Dentures get their own special toothpaste. Fancy.
They do. It's gentler. And another good tip, soaking your dentures overnight in a denture cleaning solution that can help get rid of stains, keep them feeling fresh.
Soaking, scrubbing, special toothpaste. Dentures have a more intense hygiene routine than I do.
Well, they do have an important job replacing your teeth and all. Fixed dentures, like bridges, are a bit simpler because, well, they're fixed. So you brush and floss them, just like you would your natural teeth. Just make sure you get around the gum line where the bridge meets your gums.
So good old-fashioned brushing and flossing is still important.
Yes. And just like with natural teeth, regular dental checkups are key. That way your dentist can check how your partials are fitting, make any adjustments, and make sure everything looks good.
Well, there you have it. Removable to fixed, budget-friendly to high-tech. Who knew there was so much to the world of partial dentures?
It's really amazing what's possible with dentistry these days.
It is. So for our listeners, we hope you've learned a lot about partial dentures today and that you feel ready to talk to your dentist.
Absolutely. Ask questions, explore your options, and remember, it's about so much more than just your teeth. It's about getting back your confidence, your ability to enjoy all kinds of food, to smile without a second thought.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this. Advancements are happening all the time in the dental world, so what seems like the best solution for you today might be even better tomorrow.